Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to The Talking Room. I'm Alex, and today, I feel both excited and a little nervous because we're diving into a topic that hits all of us. But before we start, Maya, I have to ask, you seem really happy today. Your smile is louder than my morning coffee. Tell us, what's going on?
Thank you, Alex. Hello, dear listeners. I'm Maya, and yes, today I feel surprisingly fantastic. Maybe it's because 2025 is ending and I finally admitted to myself how many plans I ignored this year. You know that moment when you open your old New Year's goals and think, oh, wow, I absolutely did none of this. But that's why tonight's topic is so important, because these mistakes are exactly what steal our years without us noticing.
Trust me, Maya, you're not alone. I opened my goals last week and felt like my notebook was judging me. But hey, that's what makes this conversation real, right? We're not here as perfect people. We're here as people who learned the hard way. So Maya, should we help everyone avoid the same mistakes we made? What do you say? Ready to break down these habits?
Absolutely, Alex. And for everyone listening, think of tonight as a warm, honest talk between friends. We'll laugh a little, we'll get serious too, but most importantly, we'll finally look at the 7 habits that quietly destroy your youth. And together, we'll figure out how to leave them behind as we step into 2026. Okay, Alex, shall we begin? So, Alex, let's start with the big one, procrastination. And let me be honest, this habit didn't just steal my days. It stole entire months, maybe even years, without me noticing. It's funny how we convince ourselves that tomorrow is a real plan. But in reality, tomorrow becomes next week, next month, and suddenly it's another December again. What do you think, Alex? How do people even begin to break this cycle?
I feel that deeply, Maya. Procrastination is like a soft, comfortable trap. You don't even notice you're inside it until you wake up and think, wait, how did another year pass? And the worst part is, people mistake procrastination for laziness, but it's usually fear or overwhelm. That's why the easiest way to break it in 2026 is to focus not on finishing, but on starting. 2 minutes of effort can break hours of avoidance. It's crazy how powerful a small start can be. All right, Maya, let's talk about something uncomfortable. Instant pleasure. Because our generation is drowning in it. Endless scrolling, mindless videos, late-night distractions, and even habits like porn. These things give quick dopamine but slowly drain your motivation and self-respect. You wake up tired, unfocused, and wondering why everything feels meaningless. What would you say to someone who wants to break free from this cycle?
First, I'd tell them, relax, you're not broken. Your brain is just used to the easy stuff. Instant pleasure rewires your mind to avoid effort, and once that happens, even simple tasks feel impossible. The secret is replacing fast dopamine with slow dopamine, reading, exercising, learning new things, building long-term skills. It's not as exciting at first, but it nourishes you instead of draining you. And honestly, Alex, when people taste slow pleasure, they realize how empty the instant one was. You know, Alex, almost everyone listening has fallen into the zombie scroll at some point. You pick up your phone just to check something, and suddenly an hour disappears like magic. And it's not just the time, it's the mental fog that follows. Social media becomes noise that fills your mind until there's no space left for your own thoughts. So, Alex, how do we escape this trap?
Well, Maya, I think the key is intentional consumption. Phones aren't the enemy, mindlessness is. My favorite strategy for 2026 is simple. No phone for the first 30 minutes after waking and no scrolling 1 hour before bed. These 2 rules alone can restore your clarity, creativity, and emotional balance. And replacing 5 minutes of scrolling with 5 minutes of reading, game changer. All right, let's get into the topic that hurts the most. Toxic environments. You can have all the discipline in the world, but if your surroundings drain you, you won't grow. Friends who mock your dreams, people who gossip constantly, or those who complain about everything, they shape your mindset more than you think. It's crazy how much energy we lose just by being around the wrong people. Maya, have you experienced that?
Oh, definitely, Alex. And I think everyone listening has too. Sometimes you don't realize someone is toxic until you finally distance yourself and suddenly your mind feels lighter. The key isn't cutting everyone off dramatically, it's gently choosing who you spend more time with. Even online creators can become your positive environment if they inspire you. Your environment is your fuel. Choose what fills your tank, not what empties it. You know, Alex, complaining feels good for about 5 seconds, but afterward, it just makes you feel weaker and stuck. When you complain regularly, your brain adopts the victim identity, and that kills motivation faster than anything. The worst part is that complaining becomes automatic. You don't even notice you're doing it. Breaking this habit requires awareness and replacing complaints with action.
Exactly, Maya. I always say you can't complain your way into a better life. Action is the antidote. Even a tiny step, organizing your room, doing one push-up, reading one page, tells your brain, I'm not powerless. And once you stop complaining, you see opportunities everywhere. Life becomes lighter because you're not carrying the emotional weight of negativity. Here's something deep. Most people don't lack ambition. They lack direction. They wake up, go through the motions, and wonder why life feels blurry and empty. Without purpose, days blend together. Your confidence fades and your motivation disappears. But purpose doesn't need to be grand. It just needs to matter to you. Maya, how can someone find purpose in 2026?
Purpose grows from action, not from sitting and thinking. Start with one meaningful goal, just one, and break it into small daily steps. It can be fitness, learning, earning, healing, anything that feels authentic. When you have direction, even bad days feel purposeful. Purpose is like a compass. It doesn't move you instantly, but it keeps you from getting lost. Comparison is so sneaky. It looks harmless, but it slowly destroys your self-worth. You scroll through social media, see other people's achievements, and suddenly your own life feels small. But what you're seeing is a highlight reel, not the full story. Comparing yourself to others is like racing someone who's running a different track. Alex, what's a better way to measure progress?
It's simple. Compare yourself only to who you were yesterday. Progress is personal. It has nothing to do with anyone else's timeline. When you focus on your own improvements, you stop feeling behind. You start noticing growth instead of flaws. And honestly, Maya, that shift alone can change someone's entire life in 2026. These 7 habits have stolen enough from you. Time, energy, joy, confidence. But the beautiful part is you can break every single one of them. Not by being perfect, but by choosing better habits, one day at a time. 2026 is not just a new year, it's a new chance. Use it wisely.
And remember, you're not behind, you're not broken, and you're not too late. You're learning, growing, and becoming someone stronger. Let 2026 be the year you take back control over your youth, your habits, and your future. Thank you for being with us in the talking room. We'll see you in the next episode. Your new chapter begins now.